On tonight's show, a local drug bust, a ghostly investigation, Rowan student shares her family's experience with breast cancer.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Welcome to Rowan Rundown. I'm Bianca Phelps. 7 students from Rowan University are arrested. They were arrested Wednesday morning on marijuana possession and distribution charges. Officers raided a home on North Delsey Drive at 6:20 a.m. Upon searching the house, officers found over 50 grams of marijuana paraphernalia and almost $25, officers say. The students possessed the drugs with intent to distribute the Glassboro Intermediate School. 6 students were charged and released, which is being held at Salem County Jail on a $75,000 bail. Join us tonight at the Rowan Hall Atrium from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. for the NAACP Image Awards. Rowan University students, staff, and faculty will be recognized as annual event for the positive contributions their peers and the community. That's tonight, February 26th in Rowan Atrium at 6:30 p.m. Want to try your luck at bingo and win some of the possibly $10,000 worth of prizes? Come to Flieger Hall tonight for Rowan Bingo Night. The goal is to pack Flieger with 750 students for bingo by 9:45 p.m. or the plan will change and they will be planning a $1,000 bingo instead. The event is for Rowan undergraduate students only and no guests will be permitted. Pizza will be provided. Campaign season is underway at Rowan and SGA candidates have been announced. Students are running for president, executive vice president, chief financial officer, and class senators. Voting will take place starting on March 10th at 8 p.m. and polls closed on March 12th at 11:59 p.m. Rowan Radio has added another award to their trophy case. 89.7 WGLS-FM can 2 awards in the competition presented by the Broadcast Education Association. The Rowan Report won for Best Newscast, and Checks and Baird won for Best Sports Play-by-Play. Winners will be honored in Las Vegas in April 8. Mentor applications are now available for the 2015-2016 school year. To be considered for a mentoring position, students must be in good academic standing and have no past outstanding sanctions or justifiable violations within the past year. An information session will take place tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Student Center, 129. After years of neglect, Glassboro's train station is being restored. The Glassboro Historic Preservation Commission's volunteers put storm windows in place on Saturday morning. Borough officials say they hoped to open the site in early spring and that restoring the train station was a fantastic idea. And with sports, here's Paul.
Thanks, Bianca. Unfortunately, the women's and men's basketball teams' seasons came to an end as both were defeated in the first round of the NJAC tournament by Rutgers Newark. On a positive note, The women's team had 2 players recognized. Sophomore guard Anissa Sanchez and junior center Kate Matthews received NJAC All-Conference honors. Sanchez earned second team honors, while Matthews received honorable mention recognition. I know it doesn't feel like it, folks, but baseball season is in our midst, and there are plenty of reasons to get excited for Rowan's squad. Last season, the baseball team won the NJAC for the 2nd straight year. The first coaches poll of the season lists the Profs as the early favorites for a three-peat. The team welcomes a new manager in Mike Dixon, who won 2 national titles at Gloucester County College. Rowan also returns 2 all-conference performers in senior first baseman Casey Grimes and senior outfielder Ryan Pavlik. Due to the awful weather, their season is not quite underway. The team is now set to begin the 2015 campaign at Franklin and Marshall College on Thursday, March 5th at 3 p.m. Makes me more just thinking about baseball. Back to you at the news desk.
Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Inc. will be hosting a Mr. Black Rowan pageant. Male Rowan University students will compete for the distinguished honor, demonstrating their many talents. This entertainment event will take place on February 28th at 6:30 p.m. in Boyd Recital Hall in Wilson. Coming up, a first for Glassboro and the breast cancer story.
It's my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Glassboro police have made their first rescue using a Narcan kit on Monday morning. The kit has the specific purpose to receive victims that overdose on opiates, an issue the police have no dealt with since September. Police responded to the call at 9 a.m. and the victim was taken to Kennedy Hospital for medical evaluation and is currently in stable condition. Now over to Taylor with news and entertainment.
Thank you, Bianca. Prof Stock is coming to Rowan, and ticket sales start tomorrow. Purchases can be made at the Student Center Info Desk starting at 9 o'clock a.m. A Rowan ID is required, and Borough Bucks or $10 in cash are both accepted. Former So You Think You Can Dance and America's Got Talent contestant Kenneth Exclusive Perio headlined a show earlier this week. Exclusive danced, joked, and played the piano in the Student Center pit. Students said Exclusive is like something they've never seen before. Rowan's own Joseph Mays performed for the Faculty Spotlight series last week. Mays chose 3 instruments to spotlight for the show: the lute, the arch lute, and the guitar. Mays has been teaching at Rowan for about 4 decades and has been performing at the Faculty Spotlight for just as long. That was all for your Rowan Entertainment Update. Now back to the news desk.
Rowan welcomes Christopher Joachim, chairman of the board of Delaware Bioscience Association, discussed careers in pharmaceutical science. A true industry insider, Joachim discussed the students can identify the right companies to kickstart a career. We are now debuting a brand new segment here on the Rowan Rundown called Rowan in Depth with your host, Lindsay Giannini.
Thank you. Here today on Rowan in Depth, we have Rowan student Courtney Menken, who is a breast cancer awareness advocate. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I just want to know, tell us a little bit about your experience and your family's experience with breast cancer.
When I was younger, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was like 8. And then usually after 10 years, like you're cleared. But then there's like multiple types of breast cancer. So she got the other type 10 years later. and I was a freshman in college, so it was really hard because I wasn't home, so I couldn't really be there for her as much as I would have wanted to.
So she's dealt with breast cancer twice. What has that been like for your family?
It was rough because the first time you can use so many options, so once you've used them all up, your second time around you like have to do the harder options. So like the first time you could do radiation and nobody really has to know about it, but then the second time you have to do like the surgery and the chemo, and then everybody gets involved, and when you want it to stay in your family, it's too hard to hide.
Now, how is she now?
She's doing awesome.
That's great. We're really happy to hear that. So if there's something that you could tell a young girl or a son or a daughter who is experiencing what your family experienced and has a mother or a sister or an aunt who has breast cancer, what advice would you give them?
I would say use all of your time to hang out with whoever in your family is sick, because you don't realize how important like the time really is, because you don't know how much you're going to have left.
Okay, so I know that you're an advocate for breast cancer. What types of events do you do with breast cancer? What do you do personally to raise awareness for it?
I've been in the Relay for Life walks. My sister, she's like huge about raising the money for our team. I also self-advocate by putting pictures out on social media, and I really like to get my story out there. I've been on WOBM radio and their website. I took my own picture and like try to send it into like magazines, but you know, I want to get my own story out there because it's all I know.
Now, if people want to look at your Instagram, how can they do that?
It's at Court Renee, and Renee is spelled RENEEEE. So 4 E's.
Okay, now you said that you have a sister. Do you have any other brothers and sisters who have gone through this with you?
No.
Now, as a sister, what did you do with each other to support and lean on each other during this experience?
My sister and I handle things a lot differently. Like I was very open about it and like wanted people to come in and like help me and my family. But my sister kind of is just very tough and like doesn't want to talk about it. So I let her handle it the way she wanted to, but we would get together and like do things for my mom. So we just, you know.
That's wonderful.
Clicked.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so brave and sharing your story. And back to you at the desk.
Okay, and now we go in my opinion.
It's time for In My Opinion. I'm AJ Lear here with Ryan Woodhatch and Sam Barenberg here to talk about Rowan colors, parking, and internet. So let's get on to our first topic, being the Rowan colors.
Well, let's see. I understand Rowan's trying to expand. If we want to become a big school and have a big-time sports program, we're going to have to ditch the yellow and brown. We're going to have to ditch yellow and brown. It's not flattering colors in any way possible.
Yeah, when I was actually thinking of coming here and planning on coming here, the colors were kind of a turnoff. I was like, oh, I really like this school, but do I really want to be wearing brown and yellow?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. The yellow and brown's just not appealing at all. I mean, that's not something I would judge off the school, but I mean, it's still not appealing to anyone that wants to play athletics here, that's for sure.
And then just a little bit thing, the mascot too. Prof, gotta go. I think we should ditch the
I
owl
like
in
him.
general.
I like the owl.
You like the prof?
I like the prof.
Okay, all right.
Especially
I'm not
when,
big on it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're moving on to our next topic, being Rowan parking. So, I mean, this has been an issue for a while now with the commuter parking and even resident parking, where Rowan's admitting all new students, transfers, and they're all coming here to commute, and there's nowhere for them to park. And now they're actually reducing by adding the Rowan Business Building in Lot A.
They did add one. They got rid of the practice field to add some, but I think they knocked down 2 parking lots and they're only adding 1.
Yeah.
So
this relates to the
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, this relates to the rapid expansion. I mean, we got to prepare for adding more students, a lot of more students in a small period of time, and it's going to be an adjustment.
Yeah, it's just that they shouldn't be expanding so much because they were like, oh, there's always parking for everyone. And it's like.
All right, we're moving on to our last topic, being Rowan's campus internet.
So the campus internet is, I'm sure this is a struggle you've all faced with it just being slow, it randomly crashing. I remember my freshman year, if you were in the dorms, it would just like kick you off if it suddenly decided like, hey, you've been on too much. So you're not gonna have internet anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even in the dorms. You can see it in the libraries. It's just hard to connect, and struggles for students to even get their work done if they need the internet to continue what they're doing.
Right, and I've noticed that I have friends that go to other sides, like similar size schools as Rowan, and they experience similar issues. I think Rowan has to devote more to their internet access and their internet span.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. Okay.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us in My Opinion. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Here's Lauren with news on a parent Snapchat scandal on campus.
Hi.
Hi,
So
Lauren.
an investigation is happening at Rowan right now due to the fact that 2 students posted a video on Snapchat of themselves setting off a fire alarm on campus. The fire alarm was set off in Mimosa Hall, and the students involved have not yet faced any consequences.
So have the students who set off the fire alarm been identified?
Yes, although no action has been made so far, according to the latest news report, since the incident occurred, police have figured out who was involved with the fire alarms.
And how did the police become informed about the Snapchat videos?
Well, the police were informed by the Snapchats when a fellow student from Mimosa Hall reported it. Apparently, the student was disrupted from their sleep, and after they saw the video on Snapchat, they called the police station about it.
So has there been an issue with any other apps besides Snapchat?
The WIT reported that an article in USA Today stated that Yik Yak is also becoming more popular with increasing threats such as this one. In the case with Yik Yak, the company reserves the right to provide location information and additional information that can be helpful to investigators.
So how do the police plan to eliminate behavior like this in the future?
The Rowan police are going to eliminate this behavior by keeping up with social media. Since many people frequently post about their lives on social media, the Rowan police believe that this is going to be helpful. Public Safety also reported that they monitor Facebook pages and activity on social media, but this won't be a common occurrence unless they have a reason to do so.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Rowan University Student Government Association is now accepting applications for an alternate student trustee board position. Applications can be found online and turned in by the Student Government Association offices in the Student Center. Now Margaret with the weather.
Thanks, guys. Well, for tonight, it's going to be 29 degrees and mostly cloudy. Now, they said there's a chance for snow, but to be honest, all day today it was supposed to snow, so I just wouldn't really chance it. Now, moving on to our 5-day forecast. On Friday, we have a high of 30 and a low of 8. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, but it'll clear up by Saturday. It's going to be sunny with a high of 28 and a low of 18. Now, Sunday, the clouds are going to move in a little bit more with a high of 36 and a low of 27. And that partly cloudy will roll right into Monday with a high of 42 and a low of 25. Now, Tuesday is where things get really interesting. There is a chance for snow and a chance for rain, so you might want to be careful about that ice. It's going to be a high of 37 and a low of 34. Well, that was your 5-day forecast, and let's take a look at our weather window. Now, as you can see, we got a little bit of snow here, but most of it has iced up, I guess I would say, from this morning. So, it is a little bit slippy out there, so you do want to, watch your step.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't just look on your phone, Pay attention to the roads and pay attention when you walk.
I've seen many a person look on their phone and end up in a puddle or on their back. So that would be very bad.
Yes, and have stable shoes, guys.
Oh yeah,
No
definitely.
high heels today. Oh, then K is for you, turning into the Rowan Rundown. I'm Bianca Phelps. Have a good night. What?